I used to use Foundation Directory Online, and what a day of um, research or just identifying meant to me at this organization. So we're small, our budget is not huge, so we don't pay for it. So that would mean I would have to drive to the library to use their version, and I would literally spend a day searching. I mean, a literal work day. If I'm going to be at the library, let me just knock this out. So, you know, I'm doing my queries, I'm pulling my list, and you get, an Excel spreadsheet of, say, 50 or 100 foundations that mention abortion or mention reproductive health care. And then you take all those home, and then one by one, you click on their website if they have one. You read about what they fund and what they don't fund. And what I found was working um, with that particular database is that everything was all lumped under reproductive health care. So you've got foundations and organizations that fund activities for the anti choice movement mixed in with folks that actually fund advocacy for reproductive health care. And so a big part of my job was like, dividing those up and getting them out, and then actually doing the research on the foundations that, fund my work. And that could take days. You know, if you don't have a website, then you're reading 990s, you're doing all of these little things. And the way I would work is our fiscal year, it starts July 1st. I would do this preliminary work in May and June. And then all through the year, I'd take a little bit of time every week to go through and get like, a little bucket of foundations that I could start working with. And then you start that piece of relationship building because, not everybody has, some folks have RFPs and you can just apply, but then there's a piece of relationship building that, you got to reach out and you got to cultivate, you got to have build a relationship with your program officer before you can actually ask for money. So when I identify these foundations, in say June of 2017, I might not be able to ask them for money for 6 months, and depending on whether or not they had a deadline, um, it could be longer than that. So that was the way that I used to approach foundation fundraising. And then